Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode number 3 of the TOH podcast. As always, my name is Axel.
This is Juan Cruz. How are you doing?
Oh my god, I'm doing so good. Man, dude, it's been a really long time.
It has.
I haven't had you on the podcast for nearly 6 months.
Months, yes. Half a year.
We last recorded February 20-something of this year.
Yeah, 6 months.
Yeah. It was, if I'm not mistaken, was it the Royal Rumble?
Royal Rumble, yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Cindy was there too.
We last recorded for TDL,
Mm-hmm.
the Douchebag Lounge, and we are now transitioning to TOH, Tragedy of Humor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wanted to have you on with Byron, the very first episode, to see if we can get you to come on and talk about what happened with TDL. Do you want to talk about it now and explain why we're not with TDL at the moment?
Oh, well, at the moment, I was like, I was looking for some schools so I could start off my nursing program, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I wanted to switch off to surgical tech. And then I realized, wow, this could be really good for my career, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I could be a fucking badass. I could be living in a very fancy apartment, then later on, if I find my significant other, a very nice place. But as I keep working in my workforce, I realize my manager is a piece of shit, and he just does tests on like elderly people just to get money out of their insurances. He won't see you unless you have a really good insurance, and for me personally, that's fucked up. So slowly, I've been becoming very about my job field now because I'm losing my love for it. So because I'm seeing all this corporate bullshit going on that they don't care about the patient's health. They care more about the insurances and how much they will pay them, and to see how much their wallets are gonna get more fatter. But not every clinic is like that, because I remember my first job at the medical field, a GHIPA, pain management clinic. It was always about their patients first, and then we focus on the insurances.
Okay.
You know? And so that made me happy. That's what made me fall in love with this work field. But now my love is starting to go away, which means I canceled on the very last second on my school, saying like, hey, like I don't want to enroll anymore. So now I'm thinking about doing another thing. Criminal, it was crime investigation, whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the classes are online, so that's good. So that means I'll be able to sleep more, and it's gonna be cool. I mean, I haven't signed up yet, but I'm planning to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very unfortunate, and it happens a lot. You know, on the job, you show up and you're happy to come into this field, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna do my best and see what I can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate that, you know, little by little as time goes on, management, you know, or, you know, other coworkers in the area are like bringing your morale down, and you're like, I don't want to be here anymore. And because that effect, you start slowing down with your work, or you know, it affects who you are, or, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like, and it changes you into something that you're not. You know, it's unfortunate that happens, and some people make the right choice and they leave.
Yeah.
You know, and they go find something else that makes them happy.
Mm-hmm.
And being happy is what should always matter to yourself, you know, because it's, in the end, it's you. It's affecting you. It's who you are. You know, before we get into anything else, I wanna talk to you about something, man.
Okay.
I had a dream about you the other day, and
I don't roll that way, Axel. But
okay. Before we escalate this further, let me explain this dream, Juan.
Okay.
We were in a limo,
Oh.
me and you. Do you know a very lovely lady by the name of Sophie Turner?
Sophie Turner. No, I do not.
She's an actress.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Sophie Turner walks into our limo, sits down. She is extremely intoxicated.
Mm-hmm.
And she says to you, Juan, she goes, "Take me, man meat." And she gives you this look like I am ready, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, this is like insane. This is Sophie Turner. You know, this like really hot actress.
Mm-hmm.
And you turned to her and you said, Mrs. Turner, you are intoxicated. And I will not be taking advantage of you.
That's something Juan would say, not Chest.
and I thought to myself, this guy is a gentleman and a scholar. Like, this guy, and you gave her a ride home. You said, this is not your limo. This is our limo. We're hanging out as buds. And you crashed our limo, but we'll take you home. And I was like, this guy's a gentleman and a scholar. Like, wow, you know? He didn't take advantage of a woman that is throwing herself at him, intoxicated. And I was like, this guy is the Latino heat, you know?
Yeah.
This guy is hotter than my fucking apartment right now. This fucking like, it feels like it's 80 degrees in here, but it's actually, the AC is blowing at 60, but it's fucking hot in here.
Yeah, man.
But I was like, good God, like that's pretty dope.
No, most likely I would do that, but if I was Chest or Mr. Beat Them Cheeks, no, probably not.
Now, Chest and Beat Them Cheeks, for those of you that don't know, who are they, Juan?
The past few years, I went to a mental fucking breakdown, and every time I would look at myself in the mirror and I'm drunk, I just have fun with myself. Not in that type of way, though. Don't think wrong, people. It's just like, wow, I wonder how it would feel if I was this person or that person. So I'll create multiple personas of mine, kind of like Mick Foley, Dude Love, Cactus Jack, and Mankind. So I remember I had a similar dream to when Cactus Jack brought up his personal. I mean, when Mankind brought up his personal personas out in the field when he was going against Triple H. I sat down on a round table, kind of like how we are doing right now, shared a few drinks with Chess Rockwell, Big Boss, and Mr. Beat Them Cheeks.
Okay.
And we just argued about everything. They all teamed up against me, and then they pointed at me. All three of them said, You brought this upon yourself. You wanted this. Whenever you're too scared to go to a fight, you call me. That's what Chess did. And whenever I'm too scared to make a move on somebody, here comes Chess again. I do the heavy lifting for you.
So you're sitting in this table by yourself, but you're having conversations with yourself as these other characters.
No. Like, they actually became a full body of themselves.
Okay.
But the same image and everything, just different clothes. And we all brought up a chair and we opened a beer and we just talked. I was kind of like having a meeting with myself in my dream.
Interesting.
It was very weird.
You're reminding me of that movie with Jim Carrey that came out years ago, Me, Myself, and Irene.
I love that movie.
Yeah. That's exactly what you're reminding me of when he has this argument with while he's driving.
Yeah,
and he kicks himself out of the car.
Yeah.
And he rolls right back in there. It's like, yeah, you can't get rid of me that easily. Interesting, man. You know what's funny is I had a mental breakdown like 2 years ago where, you know, people didn't believe me. In the spur moment of a mental breakdown that I had like I would hear like voices, you know. It's like kind of like I was schizophrenic, but they weren't voices. They were my thoughts, but they were like very like loud thoughts, you know. And thankfully, they weren't telling me to do stupid shit.
Yeah.
But it was more like memories that I would hear in my head, and they were loud, that I couldn't hear myself think, you know. And it's always interesting to like dive deep into that mentality of like someone who is going through that, what they're actually dealing with, and what they see, what they hear.
But we also got to be careful not to trigger something, because it can be permanently damaged. You know. Let us say like you're doing this to your own self, and then you like thinking about a very horrible memory, and then you want to move away from that subject, but your conscience telling you like, no, let's keep talking about it because you brought this, right? So you brought it up and you will finish it, and then you're intoxicated, you're snorting amounts of cocaine or popping pills, and then when you're really depressed, you just stay on that same subject for like about 4 hours, and you're just crying your ass off.
You know, mental health is very, very important, dude.
It is.
To have, you know, any any depression that anybody would be going through
Mm-hmm.
would be something that hopefully people can talk about and air it out and not hold it in.
Yeah,
And that's always
pretty much.
what I think about whenever I see stories like that of people, like schizophrenic people or anybody like, you know, that goes through depression, commit suicide, or, you know, go on all kinds of weird shit going on. It's like I always think to myself, I wish that there was a better way that we can approach this, you know.
Actually, like I do work with a lot of I work in a field where there's a lot of elderly people.
Mhm.
Some of them are schizophrenic, some of them are really extremely bipolar, and some of them are also very like just dementia or an Alzheimer's. So whenever I see them and then they're just talking, I'm not gonna mention their names because that's illegal. But there's this one patient where she thinks that she's a sailor, and that she's actually in the ocean like in a boat, but she's actually walking in like inside a building. And as I take her away, she's like, "Hold on, I gotta check how the air is feeling." I'm like, what? And then my first time seeing her as a new patient. So as I sat down with her and her son or whoever he was, I sat down and I kept talking to her, and she just kept telling me things that are not even there. So
Like she's seeing things that you're not.
yeah,
Okay.
and also I believe it was her husband, I believe, yeah, her husband, and then he will talk for her, but at the same time he'll cry, and sometimes she won't let me take her vitals because she'll be scared. She thinks that the little thing at the checker pulse is actually like a fish hook, and I told her like it's not a fish hook, it's not. And then she just starts screaming out of nowhere, and I'm like, holy shit, what's going on? And then I realized she could be schizophrenic.
Damn, man, it's fucking crazy, dude.
And then she's like, it's really hot in here, and I'm like, the room is literally on 60 degrees. How the fuck is it hot?
Hey, that's what we're at right now.
Yeah.
Well, except mine actually does feel like it's fucking 80 degrees in here.
But mental health, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the very main topic of today's podcast. I'm pretty sure it would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's always like I said, you know, depression as well. You know, it could be caused by a lot of things, breakups, relationships, you know, family death. You know, just in general, maybe you're waking up on the wrong side of the bed and you cause somebody to not have a good day, and now you're upset about that, and you're letting that affect your day. Or somebody woke up on their side, on their wrong side of the bed, and affected your day. Now you're upset about that. You know, it's just. And speaking of relationships, you wanted to talk about toxic relationships. What do you want to hop in that right now, or?
Hopefully this doesn't air out to the wrong people who I don't want to listen, but I'm pretty sure it will one day.
Well, it's gonna go public on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
like we said before, we're never gonna mention names. We're just gonna give out hints of who that person could be.
Wait. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Before we get into this topic, real quick.
Yeah.
I have something I want to get off my chest that happened last week's on last week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
So.
There was an episode last week?
Yeah, there was an episode last week. It was myself, Byron, and Lewis. The very first fucking minute of episode 2 of the TOH podcast, I mentioned on air that I invited my ex to go out for a cup of coffee.
Holy shit.
Okay. So I got bombarded with emails asking me if I want to be in a relationship with her again, that I'm trying to go back. That is not the case. That is not the case. I asked her out for a cup of coffee as adults to go and have this drink, and that's it. Nothing else. There's no meaning behind it. There is no reconciliation. I'm not trying to get back with her. She's happy. She's moved on. I'm happy. I've moved on. We're just two adults that are trying. That one of them is trying to go out for a cup of coffee with the other.
Yeah, just coffee.
That's simply it. I'm not trying to reconcile what we had. That is not the case at all. And I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just felt like I had to get that out there because it's been bugging me for a couple of days now since the release of last week's episode. Mm-hmm. So I just felt like I had to get that out there, man. And I'm really sorry I interrupted you. Toxic relationships, falling into the wrong hands. Go.
Well, I believe it was February, right? The last time we seen each other. Mm-hmm. And I find this kind of a coincidence. So, somebody recently came in the scene, right? They hired a new person, right? At our job. She's really beautiful. At first, I didn't think she was, with somebody. I thought she was single, just like other guys would think you want to ever see somebody, right? So, as time went on, 2 months later, stuff like that, I realized that she was married to somebody. A really fucking douchebag, as I heard. So, from what I've heard, whenever I'm around, or whenever I so whenever I would sometimes pretend to find charts, right, for the patients, and for the next day, I would just eavesdrop because I'm worried about her, right? It's not being nosy, I'm just worried about her. And I realized that this guy mistreats her bad. It sucks. And it's kind of sad sometimes. Muchas gracias, señor.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of sucks sometimes that some guys don't realize how that one person is really special, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't see it. They just fucking just throw them to the trash. It could be anybody, vice versa, man or female.
Yeah.
So, what I try to do is be a gentleman. Be a total sweetheart like I usually am.
That's what I said, a gentleman and a scholar, right at the beginning of the show.
So I had a little conversation with myself that one night. I was fucking drunk as fuck, dude. I just came from this awesome place. The one I told you about, the truck yard or whatever?
Yeah.
The big truck yard. Highly recommend that place. 10 out of 10, man. Great food, great draft beers from all over the world. Fucking awesome. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Fuck that shit. It was just a little shout out, that's all.
That's irrelevant. That's a part of the past now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what I did, it was look myself in the mirror and I'm like, I don't need your help right now. I can do this myself. So, sometimes when I would look back in the mirror, my facial, structure would fucking change as the chest was talking to me. And I'm like, at first I was like, I'm fucking crazy, dude. What the fuck's going on with me? So Chess told me, you want this? Go ahead. I respect you. And he went away. He never came back. So what I'm trying to say is I'm free from my personas. They all left. Because I can finally do things on my own now. I'm 27 now.
So the person that I'm talking to right now, Juan.
It's me.
That's officially you. It's no longer Chess, Big Boss,
Mr. Beat and Chick, nobody.
So they're all gone.
They're all gone. They all left me in peace now. So
you basically freed yourself from
most likely
these characters.
So this woman basically freed me. But she doesn't know that though.
Okay.
Will I ever tell her that I was fucking mentally insane at one time? No, I won't, because that probably scared the shit out of her. But then again, I think she'll understand as well. Because she goes through hard times and she'll find something to distract her, right? So I've been living fucking 3 different lives these past 6 months. Chess has been the longest one out of all of them. Fucking probably 14 years, right? So, what I started to do is I'm like, what would I do? I haven't been myself expressing my feelings toward another woman in years, because the other guy took over. So I'm like, okay, let's just be me then. And I found out that she loves roses. So what does my dumb ass do? I go to fucking HEB and I buy the freshest pair of roses that I see.
Mm-hmm.
So I got her a bouquet of roses. And then I got her favorite snacks, which is dinamitas. And also she's a big fan actually of Monsters. So I got her sometimes
the drink.
Yeah.
Okay, not like monsters.
Yeah.
Fucking Godzilla and all that shit.
No,
okay.
No. Boring movie, but by the way, I didn't like it. But that's what I did. I bought her those 4-pack boxes of Monsters and stuff like that, and then I realized that every time she would see them, she'll go in the back or trying to find me in the clinic, and she'll give me a really tight hug. And then my mental status kicked in. My mental status went on defense mode because of all the times I've been heartbroken, I've been rejected and stuff like that. So deep down, that's what caused me to have mental breakdowns. So what I'm doing right now is a suicide. I'm mentally it's a suicide mission of what I'm trying to do. I really want to save this girl from her toxic relationship with this douchebag who I don't even know, but yet deep down I despise him because of the things I hear about him. So my mindset, she's just being friends, like friendly with you. Okay. Don't get the idea that she likes you. Okay, she's just being friendly because you got her flowers, stuff like that. Big deal.
So you're giving yourself pep talks to not have feelings for this woman.
Yeah. So deep down, because Chet's not here no more to help me. He's gone. He's probably out there in fucking Italy fucking bitches right now as we speak. But
no chest, no sex.
So I would tell myself, she's just being friends with you, dude. That's all. Don't get your hopes up. And so I'm like, okay, don't get your hopes up. Don't do it. So what happens? What I do next? I write little caring and thoughtful notes to her. So I will give them to her sometimes, or sometimes I will give those notes as I give her another pair of roses and some other drinks, her snacks. And then at first I thought that she would throw away the notes to the trash, and that really bothered me a lot. So deep down I had this heavy weight on my chest, and then I'm like, there you go, you did it to yourself again. Now you're heartbroken. Wrong. I realized she keeps my notes that I write for her on her notebook.
Okay.
She keeps them. So I'm like, I thought she threw them away. No, she keeps them.
Did you find out what she's been throwing away?
Nothing. She always kept it.
Okay.
If there has to be something to throw away, then it'll be like empty cans of Monsters or the bag of chips. That's it. So I realized that ever since then, she's been really playful with me. She will talk to me more often. She will be more open and stuff like that. We will room together now. Because usually I will room alone, right? So whenever we have like a patient coming in, instead of me just going inside with the patient, she'll come with me. She'll write the notes. I'll take the vitals. And then I'll open the door for her, like a gentleman would. And she'll go in first, and then I'll close the door. And then I'll say thank you to the patient, and I'll close the door. That's it. So we've been doing that since probably for 3 months now. And it feels good. At first I was like, maybe she just wants to help me. And then I'm starting to get this warm feeling now again that, wow, I really like this girl now. It's come to the point that, shit. I went to the restroom and looked myself in the mirror and I'm like, you bitch.
You pointed at yourself and called yourself a bitch?
Like, you bitch, you're in love. You idiot, you're in love. I'm like, oh no. So, and then somebody, like another coworker of mine, heard my conversation on the restroom, and then she was like, are you okay? Because you said, oh no. What happened? I'm like, oh, meaning like, oh no, I because this is like the little like dispenser, right? Where you do this and then like drops shit, and then I told her like, oh, it's because I missed it. I said, oh no, and she was like, loud? Like, yes, loud.
You should have like right now my the thought of Cassius, oh no.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah, like you should be like, I'm singing a theme song to a wrestler. Oh no.
I think that'd be worse.
Hey man, it's just, I don't know, I guess I don't know, my mind works like quick that way, man, with just like awkward situations.
Yeah, oh no.
My immediate like thought would have been like, yeah, no, I'm singing a song for a wrestler. Yeah. Oh no, I just walk away. Like,
so, and then I'm over here like, okay, alright, just go with it. Don't try to change anything, just wing it. Just let it play out. See how it goes. She's become more open to me. Every note that I give her, she keeps. Well, I give her like 3 notes already. She already keeps them. And then, my friend told me that she's starting could be she works with me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she started to see things between us both of me and this girl, and she told me, honestly, I think she likes you. She keeps following you. The way y'all play around with each other, she messes with you the most at work. And another coworker of mine told me, and this was on my birthday actually, because my birthday I'm over here like, hey man, I got something to tell you. And then this coworker told me, well, she's the oldest one there, so I guess you could say the most wisest out of all of them. Mm-hmm. And she was once married as well, but now she's divorced. And she told me, like, oh, what do you want to talk about how you liking this girl? And I'm like, how did you know? She's like, Juan, I see it. You both like each other. Mm-hmm. So I'm over here like, huh? Well, are just being friendly with me, that's all. I'm like, no, she likes you. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I guess. Whatever. So, last week, 2 Fridays ago, mm-hmm. I made a really bold-ass move that I wish Chess was there to help me. I saw her walking down the hallway, and I realized that I was pretending to go use the restroom, but I actually went out the hallway to get some fresh air because I was fucking bored and like at the fucking clinic. So I saw her, and she was like, "Oh hey, whatever, right?" So then I'm like, "I'm just gonna go use the restroom because it's occupied over there." I'm like, "Oh, okay." Then I stopped, and it was kind of a weird subliminal thing that the universe was trying to throw at me. I stopped in the middle of the exit sign. Meaning, if I did go that exit sign, I would have blew my chances of everything. Everything that I would have done would have gone to shit. Mm. So I stopped myself, and then I'm like, I'm not ready to leave this girl's life yet. So I turned around, and I told her, hey, can I ask you something real quick? And as soon as I said that, my heart started skipping beats, and also beating really, really fast. So I told her, hey, is it cool if anything happens between you and your husband, is it cool I can take you on a date?
Very bold.
That's what my friend told me as well.
Okay.
My friend Henry said as well. He was like, that's a bold move. And then I'm like, in my head I was like, Chest, open your door, help! So I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot I kicked him out. Shit. Oh my god. So I'm over here like, So I told her, if anything happens between you and your husband, is it cool if I can take you out on a date? She didn't say yes, and she didn't say no. Mm-hmm. She was speechless. She didn't know what to say. But at the same time, okay, and then she smiled and looked at me and she said, something has to happen first in order for that to happen. So I'm like, shit. I was like, it was never a yes or no answer. It was just a what if is what I told her. Mm-hmm. So she told me something has to happen first. Then my friend told me, you basically got your answer, but something has to happen first in order for that to happen. So I did my part.
You put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now she has to do hers. Does she want to stay with this jerk or not?
You know, it's funny because it's at times like these where I would say love always wins. But does it really though? Does love always win? Because I can recall instances where love has not won.
Yeah, I know.
You know? And we're talking about staying in the subject of toxic relationships. Love doesn't always win.
Yeah.
You know? I was seeing someone a few years back, and the relationship didn't really work out. Mm-hmm. We're getting close to wrapping things up soon.
Yeah.
So it didn't really work out. And we dropped contact for a really long time. And then we kind of got back together in contact wise, and we started talking, and things were really good. Things were okay again. And then we just fell out of contact. But we always said that we would, have that love there for each other, that we would always be there for each other, and we're not talking anymore, And it's like, I was like, you're waiting for that thing she said that has to happen. You've already put yourself out there.
Yeah.
So you're saying, hey, I'm Juan. I'm right here.
I'm here to save you.
Yeah, but you gotta understand that you can't be the savior of everyone. You gotta save yourself, and you did. You pulled yourself out from Chess, Big Boss, and
everybody else.
You saved yourself from their hold. You freed yourself.
Yeah,
and that's a start. That's your beginning.
Mm-hmm.
She has to set herself free, and
it's kind of a funny thing because she started listening to the song I recommended for her, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now she loves it. It's her favorite song now. It's "I Want to Break Free" by Queen, and she likes hearing it a lot.
Does she hear it whenever you guys are like together, like hanging out at work?
It's kind of funny because those earpods I have.
Mm-hmm.
Not the gay one, not the Tampa ones, little buds.
You leave Apple products alone.
So we share. I take the right one, and she takes the left one, and she always puts on the music. So basically, only us is hearing music. Everybody's just like, "Oh, yo, fuck you!" Like hear silence, you bitch. But no, it's just us, just hearing music together all the time.
Okay, and you guys happen to hear that Queen song together?
She loves it a lot. She plays it.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
There's like little things like that we end up like not taking for granted.
Yeah.
But what do you like to end on a positive, maybe inspirational little note here? What can you tell listeners of things that we as humans take not advantage, but we take for granted, like everyday things?
Be humble, man.
Yeah.
Just, like it doesn't matter if you, because envy is never the way. Envy is bad. Just be happy with what you got. Like, for example, if you want a pair of Jordans and your mom works a fucking 7 to 5 job, right? And she works really hard for you and she buys you a pair of Shaqs, bitch, don't say this is Jordans, and just fucking go with it. At least she buys something for you to walk on, to wear.
You got shoes that most people don't have.
And also, if he ever does hear this podcast, this asshole that I'm aiming at right now, love your woman. Seriously. She's really special. She brightens up my day. She makes me smile. She makes me smile to the point my front teeth are showing, and that's really rare for me to do. Usually I do the side smile.
A little side smirk?
Yeah, a little side smile. Yeah. But for me to actually smile, is really rare. So this girl is special to me. And I'm not saying like we coming for you.
I'm gonna have to edit that out of the podcast. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
Thank you so much.
so I'm it's not like that. Basically, I'm just for anybody, love your other,
Love your neighbor, love your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I pretty much was gonna go for the same message. Once again, man, thank you for being on the podcast. It was a pleasure having you. We gotta definitely have you, bring you back with the original crew, the trio, the ultimate trio. You, Byron, and myself.
And I realized something on this episode. I was the one who was talking the most.
Yeah. No, I figured. I know earlier you said you wanted to take over.
Mm-hmm.
You said it was going to mean a lot to you, so I figured let me take a step back and let Juan relive the glory days of TDL.
Yeah,
it was your baby, your design. So I figured having you on the podcast would mean a lot to you. Would mean a lot to me. So I figured let me take a step back and just let him.
And clear out the air, basically.
Yeah, just let him shine and do what he got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
in your opinion, before we close things off, what do you think? There's 4 people already at my job. Well, one of them is my friend.
Okay.
And he thinks that she likes me because of all these things that's going on. 3 of my coworkers already told me that she likes me. What do you think?
I can only say that time will tell.
Yes, that's what I say.
That's my take. You're putting yourself out there to someone who is at the moment taken.
Mm-hmm.
So
and damaged, which is what I'm trying to do. save, but I can't save everybody.
Exactly. You can only, save yourself. You obviously freed yourself. You emancipated yourself, as so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that's the only thing that you can do, which you already have.
Just let it play out.
Yeah, just let it play out. Man, time will tell. She has a great time being around you. She's comfortable, from what you're telling me. Take everything that she's doing and just, I don't know, man. Just take it with a grain of salt. Is it the same? Grain of salt?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It felt right coming out, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with it.
So whoever wants to correct us, feel free to do so in the comment section.
Yeah, comment section on YouTube. Tragedy of humor, or the Facebook page. Which, if you're listening, you already know about it. Thank you. And thank you for coming over to record this one-on-one special session.
And before we end this, we have to do one last thing.
Let's do this. Let's do this cosmic handshake.
Oh yeah! Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.